Hey there, Postal here. So today we're going to be hopping into a battleship, a class of ships I'm absolutely terrible at. It's terrible if you look up my stats. But I'm not about stats, I'm about getting better, and a little bit about stats. Let's take a look at this wonderful ship. Alright, so what is this? This is a Warspite. This is a Tier 6 British battleship, premium. I won this in a chest a while back, a couple months ago. I'm just so bad at battleships. I'm so bad at battleships. I think a lot of it has to do with it takes me a little while to get the calibration down on a gun as far as like the aiming is concerned. And by that time, you're halfway into the battle, and the battle is already won or lost sometimes, most of the times. If you miss your shots in a destroyer or a cruiser, typically, you're only waiting up to 15 seconds, sometimes 10 seconds or 5 seconds even. And so you just, calibrate a little bit, and you aim and you fire, and you're good. This, you gotta wait 24, 28, 32 seconds, and in that time frame, everything's changed about the battle, and so my aiming is still off. So I kind of want to blame it on that. A lot of it also has to do with my familiarity with the maps and just how the battles tend to roll around on the maps. And in something like a battleship, you don't have the flexibility to go from one side of the map to the other side of the map very quickly if you've screwed up and gone the wrong way. In fact, in this battle you're going to see, I don't go the right way. But it's on purpose. It's thoughtfully going the wrong way, but let's take a look. Okay, so Tier 6 battle, always helpful, but the Warspite, it's got the punch to do pretty well in Tier 7 and be supportive in Tier 8. So normally I like A on this map, but being where I'm at, I was actually contemplating going over to A anyway. Being where I'm at, I figured I'd kind of head sort of toward the center, meaning not be the forefront, because I would get focused down obviously, but kind of going in between B and C here. So let's see how that leads to us. I don't want to go down C, right? Going to Charlie in a battleship isn't very... You take yourself out of the battle. And, that's counterintuitive to a ship called a battleship. So I want to be... trying to find a balance. I want to be in the middle of the action, but not the focus of the action, if that makes sense. So we're kind of going between B and C, but going to be on the B side of those islands. Cruising along at a stately pace here. And this is one thing that kind of drives me crazy about battleships. And if I was... Yesterday when I was recording this battle, I knew there's a lot going on in the household, so I couldn't record my audio. I was checking my range on my gun, on my anti-aircraft guns there, because obviously we're going to have to deal with a aircraft carrier. And, I don't really... The armor-piercing bombs are a pain in the butt, but they're not consistent. At least when you're in a battleship. The rocket planes, I don't really worry about them, to be honest. Like, you try to avoid them, but they're going to hit you, the rocket planes. They don't do a whole lot of damage. Those torpedo planes, though, they're the planes that worry me in a battleship. You really have to plan your movement well ahead of time, because those torpedoes, right? Luckily, torpedoes, at least in a battleship, when they hit, don't do a ton of damage. But, aircraft carriers just kind of whittle you away until you don't have any flexibility. So I would definitely want to avoid any kind of hits in any way, shape, or form. So somebody's pushing Charlie on the enemy team, and it looks like none of our people want to go that way. I think we've got was it Omaha or something like that go in that direction. But they've already captured it. I mean, so, well, great. We've got Alpha, they've got Charlie. I'm not worried about C. What I am kind of worried about is that they might try to come down that channel in the middle of C and come towards B. But it is what it is. We've been kind of cruising along at a stately British pace. And at this point, it's like, well, we better get into it. We've got our destroyer in front of us. We've got a cruiser with us. We've got some support behind us. I tend to, it doesn't matter what ship I'm in, I tend to just be way too far out in front and get myself killed too early sometimes. And really, staying alive the longest you can you'll be able to have the biggest impact. I was looking over here at this battleship, seeing if I can get him. Let's see if I can get him now. I think all these shots are wasted, but so slow down a little bit. Again, don't want to get out in front. Kind of just waiting for the enemy to really show themselves. Watching that guy shoot the mountain in front of us. That's nice. Of course, the battleship over there isn't really doing much. I'm paying attention to these guys in front of us. Probably could pay more attention to the people to our right, but I'm not. Again, I'm worried that somebody's going to be coming out of this channel, and I want to make sure that I'm not caught unawares. I'm focusing too much on this channel though, now that I'm rewatching the battle. But yeah, so we're going to cruise around this island here, and we'll head toward the center, and we'll see what we can do with this. The Warspite's gun traverse is stupid slow. I don't know if it's the slowest in the game, but it's definitely the slowest at this tier. And that's another thing that I struggle with when it comes to battleships in general. Is it an aircraft? I mean, aircraft coming in, so we want to make sure that we prioritize our sector. And I do that quite a bit, whether I'm in a battleship or a cruiser. You don't use anti-aircraft very often in destroyers. If you are, well, you're in a lot of trouble. Well, you're using them because you're in trouble. Hopefully you're not accidentally leaving them on and getting yourself into trouble. That's a different story though. So I'm trying to think ahead when it comes to the angling of my ship and the angling of my guns here. We've got the guns on the side of the ship that we want them on. Let's see if we can ruin this frickin' destroyer's life. Oh, it's so slow. Oh, just got AP loaded, which is not optimal. I'm firing different angles there, just to see if I can, try to get some shots. Got one over penetrating shot. We'll see if I can get the rear gun on here. Just fire it out, and yeah. So now I've got to turn because my cruiser here is turned, and so he's forcing me to turn. I could ram right through him, I suppose, but now I see everything moving down the Charlie line here. And heavy hit coming in. Oof. Yeah, just the wrong angle there. So I fired a couple shots as he fired a couple shots at me. He did more damage. So I'm just using my repair here. Figure what the heck. I got 3 of them. We'll use them. Again, you can see I'm using the priority sector for anti-aircraft. The aircraft carrier's not focusing on me, but that's not the point, right? I want to keep my friends alive if I can, even if my anti-aircraft does a little bit of damage. It's a little bit more than we had available to us. So I've realized suddenly, and it's not suddenly, but I realized that there is an Arizona behind us, another tier 6 battleship. We've just lost a 3rd cruiser. So I take my rear gun, fire behind, take my front guns, forward center. Oh man, this looks like it could be a really good shot. Broadside, and goodbye. Excellent. So don't want to run aground here. Don't think my shots at the Arizona did any damage, but that's okay. So now I keep swinging my rear guns to the left, which is, you know, really annoying. It's not where I want them to be going. Got another broadside here. Can I aim properly? Fingers crossed. Boom! This is why people like battleships. It's definitely the most fun part of battleships for me. It's, you know, just stupid amount of damage, and if somebody's going to be showing that much of their side to where your armor piercing is going to do full damage or hit citadels, I'm all about that. Alright, so we've reloaded our guns. I'm at full speed here, so it'll take a little while to get up to speed. This Warspite on the other side is just going to sit in there, so I'm hoping he keeps sitting there. And this is kind of a... this might not be the smartest move. Obviously, if he's broadside to me and I'm broadside to him, we're trying to take... we're taking a chance, and we really shouldn't be. I'm hoping that I'm going to be smart enough to turn in here. Turn in. Turn in. Am I not thinking yet? Torpedoes astern. We've got that Suki or whatever is behind us. Keep turning postal. I'm slowing down right now. So Omaha's trying to get some torpedoes out. I am turning in. Yay, I'm relatively smart. Oh. Oh. Ah. What can we do? Angled in pretty well, but still, he does a heck of a lot of damage. I'm hoping I can get some decent shots in there. Pretty darn good, yeah. 3 penetrations, took off a third of his health. He's got a lot of torpedoes coming in here. Trying to get my rear guns on in here. Don't over angle. No, I'm doing broadside. I am about to get myself owned. Rocket plane coming in, but you can see in a battleship, rocket planes don't really do a whole lot. Turning. He didn't aim for me for some reason. I'll take it, maybe because I just have too much hit points and he realizes he's about to die. And there we go. Alright, putting it up to full speed here. And you can see those rocket planes didn't really do much of anything. Getting the rear guns around, and unfortunately, I'm speeding up too much here. My rear guns aren't going to traverse quick enough, and I'm actually not going to be able to shoot at this Arizona, who's giving me more broadside. So, alright, so we're really far behind though. 700 to 375, basically they're doubled up on us. We have 4 sunk ships, they have 5. I mean, we've sunk 4 of theirs, they've sunk 5 of ours. So I'm trying to be a sneaky Warspite. And we're going to start capping C, because we should have something. Might as well be capping. And we'll see if we can come around the back of this Dallas. Even directly facing our rear, the Dallas is pretty weak armor, and I'm pretty sure I could do some significant damage. And just as I fire there, the airplane comes back in, and the angle of my shots hits the mountain in front of us.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Alright. So they're still double up on us. And they just keep gaining more points while we don't gain any. So we've got some aircraft coming in, but not a lot I can do about that. I'm trying to see if I can get some good hits on these cruisers that are on the corner here. I know, or I assume, that the destroyer is going to be down here, so I'm trying to take a wide turn, and that way if there are any torpedoes coming my way, I can avoid them, hopefully. We shall see. Dallas doesn't have torpedoes, so I'm not worried about him. I just want to get my guns on sight. We've got 13 seconds. Aircraft are all gone, so we should be capping this section, especially with the Omaha. Can't tell from my video recording here, from the render anyway, if that's an Omaha with me. Let's see if we can capture it. We did, so it's too late. Doesn't matter rockets or not. Prioritize that sector. Alright, so I'm probably going to go to a sniper mode in just a second here, see if I can get a shot off down this way. Oop! Dallas, fire blind. Nice, another citadel. Good. Again, you know that's why people like battleships, and it's this game that makes me want to play battleships more. Like, this is the first really decent game I've had in a battleship, and it certainly makes me want to go out there and keep, you know, making people question their life choices. Like this guy. Oh my goodness. Can I please? Alright, so our secondaries are opening up on the Dallas. Luckily, friendly. Who got him? Oh, the West Virginia got him, looks like. Oh. This is like artillery in World of Tanks. Almost always focusing down the aircraft carriers. Pretty darn lucky here that the, what is this, Mitsuki didn't have torpedoes on the way. I don't know if he already fired them, if he was focused on the Omaha or what. So we've got our rear turrets coming around here. Can we get them onto this battleship? I wasn't even going to waste my main guns on this destroyer. It's just the chance of me actually hitting him are pretty minuscule. So right now I'm just focused on defense. Like, if he's firing... Uh-oh. This is gonna hurt. Is this gonna hurt? Yeah, that hurt. Last repair kit. There's no point in me wasting my long reload time on a destroyer. Try to get close enough to have my secondaries go for him. See if we can get my rear guns on. Yes. Excellent. Perfection. Alright, so we've got a destroyer in front of us. We've got a destroyer behind us. We've got an aircraft carrier in front of us. There's 4 ships of theirs left against 4 of ours.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
So there are those torpedoes that I was trying to avoid. And I overturned here. Oh my goodness. I should have kept turning too. But hey, actually that really didn't do anything, did it? Oh man, I was pretty darn worried that I was going to start flooding. And what are we doing here? Oh no. Yeah. Gonna take 2 hits here, aren't I? And while that was happening, the Mitsuki came out, and my secondaries got him. Got close quarters expert, and Kraken Unleashed. Man, those 5 came pretty quickly. So now we're down to 2 enemy ships. We've got the aircraft carrier, and we've got this ridiculous Gnevny, I think it's a Gnevny, coming up behind us, who's going to make my life a living hell. Why? Because it's Soviet and it's a destroyer. Alright, armor piercing bombs. We need some help. We've got a destroyer coming in here. Oh, I feel it. Here comes the fires. 2 fires. Oh, jeez. I'm going to burn down. And I know I'm going to burn down because I had to use the repair kit on the flooding citadel here. Let me see if I can at least try to sink this guy before I completely die. More bombers coming in. Nope, I'm not going to survive this. There's no way. Just keep on firing. My secondaries are opening up, and I'm toast. Super frustrating. But I think I put us in a good position. I know I put us in a good position to win this game. The destroyer killed the... what was remaining of the aircraft carrier, so now it's just up to this Gnevny, or whatever the heck it is. Gnevny, yeah. I'm pretty confident that our aircraft carrier will be able to destroy it, because we know where it's at, and it's an aircraft carrier. We've also got our friendly destroyer, and then moving in is the New York. Although I wasn't really paying attention to the New York at this point. I just wanted to make sure that our destroyer stayed alive. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And I'm fairly confident, though, that our aircraft carrier will be able to find this guy and get him. You know, I'd say poor enemy Gnevny, but, you know, screw him. He killed me. So, We're looking for him here. Excellent. There's only so much he can do against this, especially if he's kind of stuck in the triangle here. We got the New York coming in, so I'm going to go view it from the New York's perspective. So this Skanevni's just like SOL. We're not ahead on points, and we're gaining points quicker than air. So the destroyer is really, the enemy destroyer is really stuck. Not a lot he can do. I think he's going to be trying to torp the New York, I guess. I'm not really even sure what he's trying to do here. Yeah, he's trying to torp the New York. He's not going to have a lot of options, because he's going to be dead now, I guess. Excellent. Oh, man. Let's listen to my, right after this game plays, let's listen to me. Well, dang. Sucks that I died, but man, we frickin' carried there, I'm quite sure of it. Another Kraken Unleashed. Not that I get those all the time, but they're good to post, right? And, you know, oh man, just what a carry. And I'm not a carrying kind of, and in battleships especially, I suck at battleships. Go check out my frickin' stats in battleships, not good. Let's head back. Whew. Alright, so, yeah, I won the Warspite, and, I'm just not good at battleships. I'm just not. That was intense. Because, I mean, they're all or nothing kind of things, right? And I'm not very good with my aiming yet, so, if you don't hit with a battleship, it's like, well, gee, I'll just twiddle my thumbs for the next 25 to 35 seconds. While all this crap's going on around me. What's kind of funny is about that last battle, you know, taking the long way around, which I normally wouldn't have done in a battleship, was probably actually what it kept me out of the battle, but it also didn't allow me to get focused down by all the peoples. So maybe, not that I would normally do that, but maybe that's what actually helped me out in this battle. So yeah, got myself a little bit of silver and credits. And yeah, pretty darn good battle in Warspite. I mean, it's a good battleship. Everything I've read about it after I won it, I was like, oh good, I got a good battleship with really slow turret traverse, but very good guns otherwise. Maneuverable ship, very slow ship. And this is a tier 6 battle, so like any of its weaknesses are going to be mitigated just by the fact that it's top tier. Yeah, so that was probably the most fun I've ever had in a battleship, honestly. Good timing, right? Good time to record. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the battle, and yeah, I know there was a couple people that thumbed down my last Warships video, but the vast majority of people thumbed it up. I definitely had less people watching the video than I do on my World of Warplanes videos. I still plan on pumping out the World of Warplanes more than World of Warships, but I am playing this game, and so I figured I might as well do some recordings of some decent gameplay. Hopefully this was decent enough. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a good day.